Welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. We're on YouTube today, and not because we wanted to be, but because we have to be in order to be on the show today. I'm Dan Ramey. He's Mike Smith. Off to our immediate left, clicking all the clickers and doing all the switches and flippers. There he is, Aaron Glandon. He looks like, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, really.
Welcome to the program for this Wednesday. It is August 5th of 2025.
6th.
Did I say 5th?
Yes.
6th. What was it Uncle Joe used to say?
No, Uncle Doc.
Oh,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said the whole time.
Good to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We're on sleep deprivation, myself and Aaron at least, from the Ross County Fair and Junior Fair night last night. We've got some highlights we'll share with you momentarily. But first, we want to get to the weather to let you know it's going to be another beautiful day.
Yeah, there was supposed to be some rain yesterday. If it rained somewhere in Ohio, I don't know about it because it didn't rain in Frankfort. Looked like it was going to, but it didn't. We're looking at sun and clouds with a slight chance of a shower again today. Mostly sunny Thursday through the weekend with highs remaining in the mid-80s.
That's what we're dealing with there for you today. So we'll continue in just a matter of moments, so stay close for that. But first, we want to tell you about our friends at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. Their Skag clearance sale continues. Prices so low, they've lost their minds. You no longer think about it. You just walk in, see the prices, and you're like, you have lost your minds. Choose from a wide selection of Skag motoring equipment, but you better hurry, because once these Skags are gone and the prices are gone, they get new stuff in, and they won't be this low anymore. Find out more. Give them a call at Hometown Motors, 740-773-8826. You'll be glad you did. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Coming up in a moment, we'll have this date in history. Also just ahead, sports. But first, we're going to start with the news and how you can find it. Go to our website, littermedia.com. And also on our social media, all that contact information is up in the upper right-hand corner here on our website, littermedia.com.
If you've not heard about this yet, a newly dedicated memorial wall in the north entrance lobby of Adena Regional Medical Center honors the legacy of the late Jack Berno, MD, beloved physician, mentor, and advocate for the community that he loved. At the heart of the memorial is a digital display sharing information about events, patient testimonials, new providers, donor recognitions, and more. Visit the A Community That Makes the Difference wall to reflect on Dr. Berno's lasting impact and draw from his inspiration.
His wife, Robin Berno, is now the newly installed president of the First Capital Morning Rotary, and they have their last First Thursdays event tomorrow. So if you want to learn more, stop out by the majestic green space on 2nd Street. They've got the stage set up already, and all the signage and everything is there. Junior Fair Night was held last night at the Ross County Fair. Of course, that means this wacky thing called outhouse races, and here you see some of the action from the outhouse race. Not only outhouse races, but you've got your calf scramble, you've got your apple pie auction, you've got lip sync contest. We couldn't do much with the lip sync contest because of licensing for music. That's the downside of it. Here's what it looks like from inside an outhouse. And as you can tell, they don't steer straight all the time. And the action is incredible with all kinds of costumes and everything. The kids have a blast with this, and so do those that find themselves watching. Here you have Stanley and Sons doing their part with auctioning off the apple pie and your calf scramble, which is your favorite event, Aaron.
The calf scramble is the best. I mean, look at these kids just falling over. Look at how muddy they are. That kid ripped his pants wrestling that cow.
Yeah,
it's just a great time.
And did you not say that one calf just got out there and just sat down?
Yeah, one calf just laid down and refused to move.
You're going to have to roll me into the
It was
circle.
smarter than everybody else in that ring.
So what you have to do is you have to wrangle this calf and then get it inside the circle, and then you win that calf, right?
Yes. And the calves are way stronger than these kids are.
And look how little that circle is, too. So, yeah, not a whole lot of room there, huh? Yeah. That's a lot of fun. So we had the opportunity to catch up with some of the folks that were in that outhouse race, and here is the championship round right here. And coming up with the win on the left of your screen there is the We Feed 'Em Well. This was the Palace Potty, and I had an opportunity to catch up with these kids, and here you see David Morgan along with Greg Whittington slapping hands. There's the rider. That was Austin Morgan. And here they all are with an opportunity to tell us what it was like to win. Oh, they got the golden plunger as well.
You know, we had to battle back. We about got snubbed. We got the video evidence. I overturned the call. And we know we had to capitalize from there. Just keep running with everything we had.
Congratulations. We'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Luke Jones and Ronnie Lytle also part of that crew there, and hoisting the golden plunger. Congratulations on the outhouse race. Now, your apple pie contest was won by Julia Dana of the Spirit Gang. She's a daughter of Lori and Conrad Dana. And there's your big buyers. Hirsch Fruit Farm, of course, they provide the apples for this all the time. They've been doing it for many, many moons. And, Frank's no longer with us, but his spirit is kept alive by the Hirsch family. Congratulations. $10,000, was it?
$10,100.
So $10,100 going right back to buy their apples, so to speak. So congratulations. All that money goes in. Well, I think the kids get some of this money, but a lot of the auction money goes right back into the fair. It's just a lot of fun to see these things happen. At the Ross County Fair today, Chillicothe High School Marching Band is your performer. Also, Junior Fair Market Lamb, the Breeding Sheep Show, the Showmanship Contest, Breeding Swine Show, Class D Horseshoes, and here you're seeing the entries into the School Bus Derby. That is at 7 p.m. at the Grandstand. The Junior Fair Market Beef Show is at 8 p.m. And this is going to be a lot of fun. We saw this at the Pike County Fair, but they only had like 5 entries. Here you've got, 9, 10?
There's 10.
10 buses. So Pioneer Center, as you saw there, is represented along with Ross Christian Academy, the Pike County, I should say the Pickaway Ross CTC also will have a bus in this too. So, and there, of course, that's UDOTA's bus right there. And there's your Huntington Huntsman. So a lot of fun tonight. This is the first time they've ever done it at the Ross County Fair. And I understand that Scioto County Fair is doing it as well with their schools going on this week down in Scioto County.
United Way of Ross County hosted, speaking of bus, Stuff the Bus, powering up Project School Tools of Ross County to ensure every child starts the year prepared and confident. Partners and volunteers included Ross Community Action, Paper City Mentoring, Salvation Army, Adena Community Health, and you, the people of the community who help with your donations. Now, these representatives that you see are from United Way, Andrea Williams, Project School Tools, Tabitha Muse, and Ross Community Action's Damara Pettiford. And they said they appreciate the community's support.
You can head to Baltimore this weekend for a festival. You don't have to drive all the way to Maryland. Go to Baltimore, Ohio. It starts tomorrow, runs through the 9th. And you can visit their website, which is baltimorefestival.org. I have not seen this. Do you know what happens at the Baltimore Festival?
I didn't know anything about this until this year.
I see.
But it's been around for a while.
Okay.
Speaking of festivals, over in Fayette County, Bloomingburg Community Day is this Saturday from 10 to 6. The Fayette County community has live entertainment, food, yard sales galore, car shows, and more. Again, that's in Bloomingburg this Saturday.
The ODNR, is this the right one? No.
Families.
I was looking up the Baltimore Festival. I wanted to be able to share that. Families who are expecting babies or have a baby 6 months or younger, you're invited to a special community baby shower. It's coming up this Friday, 11 until 1 at the Washington Middle School Cafeteria at 500 South Elm Street in Washington Courthouse. The event is a celebration of new and expecting parents and offers a chance to connect with local resources, enjoy light refreshments, and receive helpful items for baby. Good idea.
The ODNR Division of Forestry inviting the public to attend in-person open houses in the month of September. In our area, Athens District Headquarters will have their open house from 4:30 to 6:30 Tuesday, September the 2nd. That's at 360 East State Street in Athens. And what you're looking at right here, that's in Chillicothe. Located at 345 Allen Avenue, the Chillicothe District Headquarters. That'll be Wednesday, September 3rd, also 4:30 to 6:30 p.m.
Earlier this year, back in May, we had representation from The Chosen, The Covering, got The Chosen on my mind, a Christian-based shelter for women and children in need of transformational shelter. It's rolling out the red carpet for an open house. It's coming up September 13th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a chance to see this mission in motion. It's a fantastic story. You can meet their team, tour their space, and hear powerful stories of transformation. And they'll also have a silent auction, an open house, of course, at the Big House on Spangler Road in Circleville. Ashley Patton, who was here to talk about and introduce us to The Covering here back in May, will be joining us again August 15th. So that's, next Friday?
Mm-hmm. A week from Friday.
A week from Friday. Let's talk more about the annual open house.
For those of you who travel, motorists around the state of Ohio, you'll probably run into this at some point or another. Yesterday in Marietta, Governor DeWine was there to cut the ribbon on the new reimagined Welcome Center that's found on I-77 in Washington Courthouse. It's kind of unique to other welcome centers that you see along interstate highways in the Buckeye State. So if you're over in eastern Ohio, stop by and see this near Marietta. Speaking of travel, road report today is in Fayette County, State Route 734. Between State Route 41 and Jeffersonville, West Lancaster Road, will have various daily lane restrictions for resurfacing. That's between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. now through August the 22nd.
Just ahead, a look at sports and this date in history. But first,
Accurate Heating Cooling, your trusted comfort advisor for 40 plus years. And Dan and Mike, full disclosure, we have been customers for many years of these folks.
They have comforted us.
They have indeed. In fact, I've had all three of these listed services, heating, cooling, and plumbing.
And happiness right afterwards.
Yes, and they would love for us to also remind you this is a Christian business.
Yes.
They believe that their ethics, their service comes with ethics because it's not just a sale, it's service after the sale.
They, too, were also involved in the number 2 apple pie last night at the auction, yes.
Good deal. Give them a call, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Whenever I first applied for the ArchWiz opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When insuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Sometimes I wish you could hear the conversations during our commercials. Then again, sometimes you probably shouldn't.
Sports.
So we're going to get right to sports here for you today.
Westfall Mustangs 320 claimed the 17-team Adena Golf Invitational at the JC's Golf Course yesterday.
Which you can find on our Haynes Total Healthcare High School scoreboard.
Right, we'll get to that here in a minute. Uniota was the runner-up, 17 strokes back, with Fairfield Union third at 339. The Mustangs' Brendan Bigler was medalist with a 76 over 18 holes, and you'll be able to find scores. Right now it's just golf, but once soccer, volleyball, and all that football gets started, you'll find it at the Haynes Total Healthcare Center scoreboard, and that's pretty much every night. Sunday is usually the only night that there isn't something that's added to that scoreboard.
Should be getting tennis here before too long, too, I would think.
If people let us know about it. Some things are easier to find than others. So
very true. Prospect League Championship. The series is underway. Game 1 saw the Cape Catfish beat Lafayette 7-3. Game 2 is Thursday, and if Cape wins, it's over.
Over. 2 out of 3. The Reds and the Guardians clinched series victories last night. The Cubs fall to the Reds 5-1. They kept talking about how the wind was blowing in from left field and no one was going to hit a home run. Well, the Cubs' lone run was a moonshot, and then Spencer Steer, hits a 3-run homer to power the Reds to that 5-1 victory. They go for the sweep in Chicago this afternoon. 2:20 is that's 2:20 our time for the third and final game of that series.
What a debut for the Littell kid.
Well, for the Reds, yeah. He pitched 7 strong innings, only gave up 3 hits. The Guardians, by the way, secured their series win with a 3-2 victory over the Mets. They play at 1:10 this afternoon to wrap up that series.
Afternoon baseball.
By the way, the Reds are still 3 out. The Padres were behind Arizona 4-3 last night, and then they came back and won 10-5. So the Reds are playing well, but the Padres are playing better. They're like 11 or 12 over 500. So where Cincinnati is again 6 over 500.
Browns and Bengals both in action this weekend. And for those who have been chomping at the bit and complaining, why isn't Shedeur Sanders being even looked at as a quarterback for the Browns? He's going to start the game and probably will play most of the game Friday night. The reason for that is the kid from Oregon pulled a hamstring. The kid from Pittsburgh pulled a hamstring. And Joe Flacco, I have 40 years on being a football athlete. I don't need to play in this game. So Shedeur is probably going to get a lot of the workout. They signed somebody else to have in there just in case. And did you see what happened to Will Howard?
No.
Of course, the former Ohio State football national champion quarterback, drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he hurt his hand yesterday, and he's got a broken finger. And so that will certainly derail him for a while. But, man, he's missing out on some big experience with these 3 preseason games now being out the window for him.
For those of you Bengal fans, saw an interview yesterday with Zach Taylor, head coach of Cincinnati, and he said Joe Burrow is actually better than he's ever seen him. And the question was, how can a kid like this get even better? And he says he's been talking to other quarterbacks around the league, and he said it's the anticipation of where the receiver's going to be, placement of the ball. He said he's throwing the ball probably right now better than he's ever seen him. So for you NFL defensive backs, that's not good news because Joe is pretty good.
And when you've got the receiving core that he has, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Joe Cool is maybe going to set the world on fire in Cincinnati.
Chase and Higgins, if you focus on them, the kid from Hawaii is going to surprise you. A couple of tight ends do a pretty good job for this team. And then they might run the ball, you know, a time or two as well. So, yeah.
What was I seeing? Was it Stephen A. Smith was saying that Zach Taylor ought to be investigated because of how does this team with all this talent lose their first 2 games of the season the last, what was it, 2 or 3 years it's happened?
Yeah. What were they, 1-5 at one point last year?
It was not good.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how things play out in the NFL as well as the college circuit. And, of course, the Buckeyes in Texas get that started. Number
August
1 against
30th.
number 2, August the 30th.
A noontime kickoff.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget also, coming up tomorrow is Thursday, and Friday we have another special event. So Thursday is when we say, hey, here's your pet of the week from Petland. And also our player of the week from Neil Coleman Insurance, Wyandotte Mutual, and presented by Homeland Credit Union. If you want to get nominations in, I know it's busy with the Fair Week, make sure you send us your nominations so that we can have someone for those awards tomorrow and on Friday. We'll have more details in just a few short moments.
This thought came to me yesterday about the player of the week. You know, we're saying, you know, an amateur athlete, but it doesn't have to be a kid. I got to thinking about what if an adult hits a hole in one?
Sure.
We'd like to know about that. And typically, if you do that, they always take a picture of the ball or whatever. If you're an adult, you're playing golf and you hit a hole in one or something like that or shoot an incredible round, let us know about it. You qualified too.
Of course, we have no way of verifying that.
Well, there's always got to be a witness or it doesn't count.
True.
And they always write on the ball who the witness was.
But let's go back to when we set Tom Beard up that time.
Well, that was the Dan and Mike golf outing. There was nothing serious about any of those
Tom took it seriously there for a bit.
Well,
until
Tom was
Mike
very
came
trusting
clean with
individual.
What happened there? All right, so nominations are open, so make sure you send those to us at littermedia@gmail.com. Coming up, this date in history. Litter Quality Propane, there's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas service. Just go to litterpropane.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
This date in history, we go back to 1945.
80 years ago today, the United States becomes the first and only nation to use the atomic weaponry during wartime when it drops the A-bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. About 80,000 people died as a direct result of the blast, and another 35,000 are injured. At least 60,000 more died a year later from fallout. 3 days later, they dropped the bomb on Nagasaki, and by August the 14th, the war in the Pacific ends. A lot of times, information comes out 50 years after an event. That's called the Freedom of Information Act. It's a fact that the Pentagon was estimating that if the United States had to have invaded mainland Japan, that we, the United States and the Allies, could have lost 250,000 men.
There were, 1 million men that were on ships and everything in the Pacific ready to go in.
Right. And the estimates that Japan, including their civilians, that fatality rate could have been even higher.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of debate over, whether these bombs should have been dropped or not. History is just like anything else. You got 20/20 vision. Mm-hmm. I think Harry Truman probably did what he thought was best, thinking of what we would be spared by not having to invade that island.
Yeah.
Because Okinawa and Saipan, those were horrible. Iwo Jima, that was horrible on both sides. But, you're trying to limit the loss of life. So it is what it is. But that started 80 years ago today.
And it ended that war, but it has not ended all wars.
Well, no, certainly not.
Yeah, that's as long as the enemy is running rampant, speaking of the devil, we will have issues here on this earth. But one day, we believers know there's another life beyond this. So hang in there. All right.
No specials tomorrow or Friday?
Let me double check the calendar here.
TJ Carper.
Yes.
Well, 12 o'clock, I think.
Yes. TJ Carper will be in tomorrow at noon.
And he's got some players coming in?
He'll be bringing some players with him, yes.
And for those of you who are watching
Speaking of
thinking,
Chillicothe Cavaliers.
Yes, he's the new head coach. Was at Vinton County for a few years, Zanesville last year, and now a Cavalier.
We should also, before we wrap up, remind people that have your thoughts and prayers for the Waverly football community. They lost a player in a car accident yesterday, and it's always difficult when these things happen. Des Bolin Hitchens was his name, and he was Waverly City Schools confirmed this, but he was an HVAC student at Pike Career and Technology Center. Got a chance to know some of those kids earlier this spring, and so our thoughts are certainly with the Tiger Nation community, and I reached out to Coach Crabtree earlier today, and words of encouragement. You never know what to say in these types of things, but sometimes it's best to just be a shoulder and help these kids through these. Brother of mine, Tim Marhoover, is a pastor at Jefferson 3CU here. He also teaches the HVAC program at Pike CTC, and he had a Facebook post today. The big bay door they have there he says, "My door is open if you want to talk." So thoughts are certainly with the Waverly community today. All right, that's a look at today's program. Thank you for joining us. Back at it again tomorrow with another edition at 11 o'clock and a special edition at 12 noon with the Chillicothe Cavaliers. We'll see you then.